Welcome to this explainer on the absolute roller coaster that was the 2026 FIFA World Cup Final. Real quick before we dive in, make sure you've got those English captions turned on so you don't miss a single detail. And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown, please hit that like button, share it with your fellow football fans, and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's just get right into it. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to look at Spain dethroning Argentina, that wild halftime spectacle, a record 308 tournament goals, Messi's unforgettable highlights, and wrap up with the pundits and after-hours reactions. Section 1. Spain dethrones Argentina. So how exactly did Spain pull off the ultimate shutout against the defending champions? I mean, going into this match, Argentina was the absolute offensive powerhouse, right? They were the team literally everyone expected to dictate the pace. Yet Spain managed to architect a complete masterclass and held them to 0. It was a massive upset that left fans worldwide in total awe. No one saw that coming. Spain essentially ascended as champions by totally dismantling a highly favored Argentinian offense. They secured that iconic trophy through an impenetrable defensive shutout. On the flip side, you have Argentina, the reigning kings, completely dethroned and held scoreless on the biggest stage imaginable. It really was a tale of two completely different game plans. Section 2. The halftime spectacle. For the first time ever, a full halftime show was featured right in the middle of the final. Now, this was a major cultural shift for the sport, and it broke the mold in a pretty controversial way. They extended the halftime break to an unprecedented 27-minute duration, right in the middle of the most tense, high-stakes match of the entire year. Broadcast globally via Fox Sports, this wasn't your standard halftime analysis. Oh, no. This was a massive Super Bowl-level entertainment spectacle. We're talking about a star-studded lineup featuring Madonna, BTS, Justin Bieber, Shakira, and Burna. And if that wasn't wild enough, it even featured surprise, kind of surreal appearances from the Muppets and Ted Lasso. Talk about injecting pure entertainment directly into global football. Section 3. A record 308 goals. 308. Just let that number sink in for a second. That represents the absolute most goals ever scored in FIFA World Cup history. The entire 2026 tournament was a masterclass in finishing. Honestly, it makes Spain's ability to keep a clean sheet in that final that much more miraculous. A massive driving factor behind hitting that historic 308-goal milestone was the sheer frequency of multi-goal performances. We weren't just seeing single goals padding the stats. Attackers were consistently catching fire, putting multiple balls in the back of the net in single matches. It really drove the tournament's overall goal tallies straight into the stratosphere. Section 4. Messi's tournament highlights. You really can't talk about 2026 without talking about Lionel Messi. In the early weeks of the group stages, Messi was out there generating absolute magic and scoring crucial goals exactly as we all anticipated. Then, through the knockout stages, he essentially put Argentina on his back, willing them straight to the final. And you know, that brilliant accumulation of moments, it just makes his abrupt scoreless end on July 19th all the more dramatic. It was basically a cinematic sports narrative captured in a single tournament run. Section 5. Pundits and After Hours. The reactions to this entire event were deeply, deeply split. On one hand, you had heavyweight legends like Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Thierry Henry providing instant, just stunned praise for Spain's historic defensive shutout. They really cemented the special nature of that victory. But on the other hand, that 27-minute halftime show, it drew some heavy criticism. Pundits like Keane and Rooney, along with a lot of traditional fans, voiced massive frustration at such an extended interruption to the beautiful game. But the cultural impacts spilled way past the sports desk and right into late-night entertainment. Players actually joined James Corden's after-hour special to share their personal highlights and lighter moments off the pitch. This unique blend of high-stakes, record-breaking sports with late-night comedy really showed just how thoroughly the 2026 World Cup dominated global pop culture. Real quick before we wrap up, if this explainer helped you grasp the incredible scale of the 2026 World Cup, please take a second to hit that like button, share this with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Your support is literally what lets us keep making these deep dives for you. So I want to leave you with this to consider. Given the unprecedented scoring record of 308 goals, the massive cultural shift of introducing an extended halftime broadcast spectacle, and one of the most stunning shutout upsets in final history, does 2026 go down as the most entertaining World Cup ever? I mean, think about the sheer volume of history made in just a few short weeks. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.